Another day of Arsenal news as pre-season hits its third week. The Gunners have already completed the signing of Lucas Torreira, the former Sampdoria midfielder who impressed with his performances at the World Cup in Russia, and 19-year-old France under-20s player Matteo Guendouzi from Lorient. The midfield duo joined Bernd Leno, Socrates Papastathopoulos and Stefan Lichtsteiner as the summer arrivals. Unai Emery has also been keeping busy away from the transfer window too, with the squad being put through their paces by the Spaniard. We'll keep on top of all the latest transfer news right here throughout the day, while also keeping you up to date with any other breaking news from North London. We want you to get involved too. Tell us your thoughts on what's happening at Arsenal by tweeting us at @Arsenal_FL. Keep up to date with the latest news, features and exclusives from Football London via the free Football London app for iPhone and Android. Available to download from the App Store and Google Play. 1711 David Ospina has given his word to Turkish Super League side Besiktas, according to Colombian journalist Esteban Jaramillo. He says only the signature remains for Ospina, and that the goalkeeper preferred the move to Turkey over a possible move to Sevilla or Napoli. David Ospina celebrates Yerry Mina's goal. Image 1 Mabromata. AFP. Getty Images. 15-13 Arsenal paid more to the Met Police than any other London club last season. The Met have released the costs of policing football in the capital, with some clubs paying far more than others, and one paying nothing at all. Police spent £5.8 million policing football matches in London last season, with clubs stumping up less than 10% of that. According to the figures, Arsenal paid 13.9% of the money spent policing their fixtures. You can read the full story here. Riot police with dogs inside the Emirates. Photo by Richard Heathcote. Getty Images. 1424 With Arsenal having spent £70 million already this summer and the possibility of more to come if a big possibility arises, we thought we would take a look at the value of the current squad. You can see our valuations here. Sven Mislintat has been busy this summer. 1254 Mbaye Niang is a player who has long been linked with a potential move to Arsenal. The Senegal forward has been mentioned as a possible target for the Gunners since his days as a teenager with Caen in France. After a good season with Torino in Serie A last season and a strong performance for Senegal at the World Cup, Arsenal were once again linked with the move for him. But once again it looks unlikely they will pursue him. You can read the full story here. Mbaye Niang. Photo by Michael Regan. FIFA via Getty Images. 11:35 Danny Welbeck spent time in Russia this summer for England's World Cup run, but only managed 11 minutes against Belgium in the group stages. With the additions of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Alexander Lacazette over the last year, the ex-Manchester United striker could find playing time more difficult to come by this season, and according to The Times, Everton will look to take advantage of that. Danny Welbeck takes on Declan Rice. Image, Stuart McFarlane. Arsenal FC via Getty Images. 10:50 The Gunners have pursued Joel Lopez for some time and now appear to have completed the move. The 16-year-old had already announced that he would be leaving the Catalan Giants, and it is believed has agreed a scholarship deal and will sign a professional contract when he turns 17 in March. The youngster took to Instagram to update his biography to indicate he has joined Arsenal. Joel Lopez confirms he is now an Arsenal player. 920 reports from Spain have claimed that Arsenal and Barcelona have opened transfer talks regarding a move for André Gomes. However, the La Liga champions are believed to have contacted the Gunners after hearing that they are interested in the Portuguese international. Barca are said to want to cash in on Gomes before they jet off on their pre-season tour of the United States next week. Read here. André Gomes in action. Image, Alex Caparros. Getty Images. 9:07 Arsenal fans are very excited following reports that the Gunners are targeting a move for Bayern Munich winger Kingsley Coman. Having brought in 5 new players so far this summer, a new winger could be a possibility prior to the transfer deadline. According to beIN Sports, the Gunners are in fact interested in a deal for Coman, who missed out on selection for France's successful World Cup campaign. Here's what the fans have had to say. Kingsley Coman in action. Image, John McDougall, AFP, Getty Images, 22-27. Some Arsenal supporters have had a novel idea about what to do about Petr Cech. Swap him for Olivier Giroud. The French striker, now a world champion, has always been a player who divided fans at the Emirates, but for those who did appreciate his qualities, he was something more than a cult hero. Here is what Gunners are saying about possibly sending Cech back to the Chelsea. 21:55. As surprising as it may sound, Arsenal's hopes of signing Nzonzi could come down to a reshuffle in goal. The French World Cup winner has been picked out by the recruitment team at the Emirates as a player who could fill one of the last remaining outfits in Unai Emery's squad. Read all about it here. Steven Nzonzi celebrates his side's World Cup triumph. Image, David Ramos, FIFA via Getty Images, 21-21. That's according to the Mail, who report that the Gunners are open to selling their goalkeeper in order to raise funds that could be spent on further signings, such as Steven Nzonzi. Despite all the talk of a departure for David Ospina, the Colombian may be needed for a little while longer at the Emirates. Cech in action against Brighton. In fact, Emery stated last week that his squad was now complete, although he did suggest that could change should a big opportunity arise in the transfer market. As is the way at this stage in the year, speculation continues to rife about possible incomings at the Emirates, but is there anything in the latest rumors doing the rounds? Our Arsenal correspondent Charles Watts gives his take on some potential new arrivals in North London. Read here. Image, 1MABROMATA, AFP, Getty Images, 1607. Sevilla midfielder Steven Nzonzi has been urged to make a return to the Premier League this summer, amid reported interest from Arsenal, Chelsea and Tottenham Hotspur. Read here. Image, Alexander Nemenov, AFP, Getty Images, 1556. In Arsene Wenger's interview with RTL show, What If, the former Arsenal manager was asked to name the best ever player he worked with, and the answer won't come as a surprise to many. Read here. Image, Laurent Vu, SIPA, RTL 1448. Arsene Wenger has opened up on those constant links to Paris Saint-Germain, as well as being offered the chance to manage the France national team. Read here. Arsene Wenger at the Parc des Princes. Image, Stuart McFarlane, Arsenal FC via Getty Images, 1410. Arsenal have missed out on the signing of Venezuelan wonderkid Christian Macoun. Gianluca Di Marzio claims Juventus have won the race ahead of the Gunners and Real Madrid. The 18-year-old shone at the U20 World Cup and has impressed as a defensive midfielder for Zamora in Venezuela. Image, Stuart McFarlane, Arsenal FC via Getty Images, 1251. If Unai Emery is to sign any more players, the general consensus is that he will have to sell to raise funds, with the squad still appearing short of an attacker who would provide the team with some genuine width. And there are some players within the dressing room at the Emirates whose futures remain far from clear. We take a look at some of the players who could be moved on to generate cash, should Arsenal decide to do so. Read here. Image, 1MABROMATA, AFP, Getty Images, 1231. Arsenal want Kingsley Coman from Bayern Munich and could pay around €50 million to sign the French starlet. According to beIN Sports, Coman has enjoyed a fine career so far, featuring for PSG, Juventus and now Bayern. Unai Emery is thought to be a fan and could make a move for the 22-year-old. Photo by A. Pretty, Getty Images for FC Bayern, 1219. Unai Emery is reportedly ready to trim his Arsenal squad, with the futures of Danny Welbeck and David Ospina in doubt. According to The Telegraph, England striker Welbeck is at risk of being sold, with the Gunners well stocked in attack. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Alexander Lacazette, Henrique Mkhitaryan, Mesut Ozil and Alex Iwobi are all ahead of the forward in the pecking order, and with only 1 year remaining on his contract, he faces an uncertain future at the Emirates. Elsewhere, Colombian international Ospina could be sold following the arrival of Bernd Leno from Bayer Leverkusen. Image, Mike Hewitt, FIFA via Getty Images, 11:51. A potentially harming and embarrassing situation involving Arsenal has been brought to light. The Gunners appear to have been caught up in a suspected fraud scam involving one of its Chinese partners, electric car maker BYD. The problem relates to the company now claiming that the person who signed the sponsorship deal with Arsenal didn't have any authorization to do so, thus placing the authenticity of this agreement in serious doubt. Full story 8:58. Another change at Arsenal could be imminent. This summer has already seen a new head coach installed, and now reports in Italy claim that chief executive Ivan Gazidis is on his way to AC Milan. A rough translation is that Gazidis is close to reaching an agreement to become the Serie A giant's CEO.